Starting off at our number 10 spot, we have "You're such a baby." In the cross-examination of Amber Heard, the famous tape where Amber admits to hitting Johnny and calling him a baby is played. There is a good minute or more that is played that gives you context as to what was happening at the time. Prior to hearing the recording, Amber testifies to the court that she only hit Johnny out of defense and that she never hit him otherwise. But in this recording, it shows that actually isn't true. Johnny's lawyers proceed to say to Amber, "You said you hit Mr. Depp." To which Amber replied, "Yeah, I had to hit his body to get him out from the door." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "Miss Heard, my question was, you said on that recording that you hit Mr. Depp, right?" To which Amber replied, "Yes, I did." To which Johnny's lawyer set the trap and replied, "And you accused him of being a baby for not wanting to start a physical fight with you." To which Amber replied, "I accused him of being a baby for complaining about me hitting him. He was trying to get through the door and I was trying to barricade." Sheesh. She walked right into that one. She finally admitted to it and showed a very key piece of evidence. If you were being hurt by this man, would you be calling him a baby for you just hitting him? And also, would he even be complaining about you hitting him so passively, if I may add, if he is the aggressor that you portray him as? This moment revealed a lot about both of their characters. In our number 9 spot, we have Tasia Van Ree. There was a final moment when Johnny's lawyers question Amber about her previous relationship with Tasia Van Ree. They reveal an article that states that Amber Heard allegedly struck her ex-girlfriend Tasia Van Ree at the airport in 2009. There were witnesses at the airport, including the cops, that allegedly saw it, which led to the alleged arrest. Johnny's lawyer asked one final question of, "Mr. Depp is not the only domestic partner that you have hurt, have you, Miss Heard?" Of course, Amber replied to never hurting any of her partners ever. But sadly, she once again lied to the court as there is evidence on the tape of her admitting to hitting Johnny. That was the last question Johnny's lawyer asked before finishing the cross-examination. Damn. Just damn. I hope someone patted Camille on the back for that finale because that was arguably one of the best endings I've seen in a while. In our number 8 spot today, we have "Tell the World, Johnny." In day 1 of the cross-examination, the very infamous tape where Amber says to Johnny, "See what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I am a victim too of DV." To which Johnny replied, "Yes." And then Amber went on to saying, "You know, it's a fair fight. See how many people believe you or side with you." Johnny Depp's lawyer then commenced to reiterate what was just said by Amber, with Amber confirming that it was indeed her voice. But Camille's slow but subtle emphasis on the power of the words and what was just said, it was the perfect delivery to drive home the point. You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and you can see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too of DV. That's what you said, right? To which Amber replied, "I am saying it to the man who beat me up. Yes, I thought it was preposterous." To which Johnny Depp's lawyer replied, "And the man you beat up numerous times, right, Mrs. Heard?" Amber replied, "I could never hurt Johnny." The last comment totally discredited her because the jury has already heard her on numerous occasions on tapes apologize to Johnny and admit to hurting him. Coming up in our number 7 spot, we have "Fix It." At one point in the cross-examination, Johnny's lawyer is reading a few pages out of a journal of what Amber calls their love journal. Camille Vasquez, Johnny Depp's lawyer, reads quite a few entries where Amber is apologizing to Johnny. Amber insists that there's more love entries than apology notes. Camille proceeds to read another apology that shows that Amber is very remorseful over her behavior. Amber proceeds to tell the court and jury that she was always trying to fix it, referring to her always trying to fix the problems they had. To which Johnny Depp's lawyer replies, "Fix it by apologizing for your bad behavior?" Yikes! Savagery. Coming up at our number 6 spot, we have Spilled Wine. After the court listened to the audio tape of Amber and Johnny talking about Amber screaming at Johnny for spilling wine on her. At the beginning of this point, the court listened to the audio tape of Amber and Johnny talking about Amber screaming at Johnny for spilling wine on her. In this recording, Amber is very apologetic. After this recording was played, there was an air of, where is Johnny's team going with this? But then we quickly realized that this this recording was done a week or two after Amber said that Johnny allegedly hurt her. The scene went as follows. Johnny Depp's lawyer Camille Vasquez says, "Mr. Depp says you screamed at him when he accidentally spilled wine on you." To which Amber replied, "I realize that's what Johnny said." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "And Mr. Depp tells you that this freaked out his son Jack." Then Amber said, "Johnny often used other people to back him up in our arguments." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "You don't seem too concerned about that, do you?" To which Amber replied, "I had a lot of concerns." To which Johnny's lawyer replied, "You don't mention Mr. Depp's really injuring you in this recording, do you?" To which Amber went on to say that that was not the point of that conversation. But whether that was the point of the conversation or not, if you were sexually injured by someone, do you think you might be justified to scream if wine was spilt on you? Do you think you might be a little less apologetic for such a small incident? Would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Number 10. Amber pleading with Johnny not to call her a liar. While on the stand to give her account of what went down in the obviously extremely toxic relationship, Amber Heard began breaking down when asked about an audio recording of an argument between her and Johnny, which was then played to court. In response, Heard stated, "I don't want to call myself a victim. I don't like to think of myself as a victim, and I don't want him to think I'm attacking him or blaming him. I'm pointing out that I didn't cooperate with the police, that I didn't want to get him in trouble, that I didn't want him to think I'm attacking him or blaming him." At this point, by the way, she is full on sobbing in court while speaking, but nevertheless, she continues, "I don't want anything from him, just don't call me a liar. It's all I said, just don't call me a liar. Just don't say this isn't real because I'm the walking proof of it." Number 9. Deciding to divorce Johnny. On Monday, Amber started to break down on the stand as she was detailing her decision to divorce Johnny Depp after a very short time as a married couple. Amber says that it was a fight they had in May 2016 that finally made her realize that her marriage was over. She said that they had spent the previous month apart after having another argument when Depp was late to her 30th birthday. Johnny, when he was on the stand, testified about leaving the apartment they shared in downtown LA after Amber's birthday party and alleged that his security guard later found feces in their bed, which Johnny suspects Amber or her friends of planting. When they finally decided to see each other in person after the poop incident, Johnny's mother had just passed and Heard thought he would want comfort. Instead, she said he confronted her about the poop, which she said she believed was dog poop. Amber then stated that Johnny threw a phone in her face during the fight and bruised her face. She said when that happened, she realized, "I have to leave him. I had worked so hard to try and make this relationship work. I went to therapy, I went to Al-Anon, I got help, I read books, I did everything I could possibly do and it didn't work. I was conflicted." She then began to appear emotional and started crying as she recounted, "So I made the decision to file for divorce. It was hard because I loved Johnny so much. I was so scared it was gonna end really badly for me. I believe he would have taken it too far and I wouldn't be there." Number 8. Amber sobbing as she recalled Johnny penetrating her. Amber Heard sobbed uncontrollably on the stand last Thursday as she recounted in graphic detail how Johnny Depp penetrated her with an alcohol bottle during a fight in Australia in 2015. She claimed that as soon as they had arrived in Australia, she felt that something was off with her new husband because he seemed to have lost tons of weight and immediately propositioned her to do substances with him, even though he was supposed to be sober at the time. Amber recounted that the climax of the fight was when Johnny started drinking from a bottle and taunted her with it, daring her to take it from him. She said she was able to grab the bottle and she smashed it on the floor between them. Depp chased Heard throughout the house, she said, throwing wine glasses and pummeling bottles into the wall behind her, she said. He held her by the throat, punched her in the face, and falsely accused her of infidelity with other actors she had worked with, Heard testified. She then said that he had penetrated her with a bottle, and as she recounted this, Amber began to sob on the stand. Heard said she isn't sure how she got off the countertop, but the next thing she remembers is getting to the bathroom and retching. Number 7. Recounting the aftermath of Australia fight. After speaking about the previous story, Amber was able to momentarily collect herself on the stand before continuing on. She said that they eventually went to sleep, but when she woke up, it was to a horror show. Amber said that she found bizarre messages written on the walls, a bathroom mirror, and a lampshade on the floor that appeared to be incoherent, all with Johnny's own blood. She also found that Johnny Depp had his finger partially severed. As he was taken to the hospital to reattach it, Amber flew back to LA. Now, back on the stand, she began began crying again as she recounted her worry for Johnny at the time. "I felt destroyed, like my heart was broken. I didn't know what to do. I felt if I left him in Australia, he might die, because that was certainly the trajectory he was on."
In our number 10 spot today, we have Amber filed first. This was a moment that almost slipped through my fingers as I was watching the trial. It was a moment where we learned that 2 months before Amber's infamous Washington op-ed was published, she initiated an arbitration against Johnny Depp for defamation. When Ms. Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer, questioned her about it, she said it was really just a letter that her team sent to Johnny's team. So why is this small detail important? Well, most people don't realize that in order for Johnny to win his case, or to most likely win his case, his team has to show that Amber expressed malice in her op-ed against Johnny. And hearing that in only 2 months prior to the article being published, Amber was warning Johnny that she may sue him for defamation, one could argue that her article was a direct response to it and a form of an attack on him. But all that matters is that the jury picked up on that, and to be honest, the moment was so fast, so I wonder if they even did. In our 9th spot today, we have Smiling Amber. At this point of the trial, Johnny's lawyers played a video clip of Miss Heard's original deposition back in 2016. In the clip, Amber is being questioned in a room full of lawyers about her relationship, and then one of the infamous tapes begins to play, and we watch her listen to it along with everyone. The tape that is being played is the one where Amber and Johnny are discussing Amber kicking the door into Johnny's head. She's apologizing and saying that she never meant to, but admitting to intending to hit him when he was trying to leave. And while the tape is playing, we see Amber eating and being kind of blank-faced about what she's hearing, but then she starts to smirk after looking at what seems to be a lawyer, and then as the tape continues, she starts rolling her eyes a bit and continues to smirk. When the tape finishes, Johnny's lawyers question her about smiling as the audio is playing, and if she doesn't take beating up her husband seriously. Amber replied, arguing that she was just smiling because everyone else in the room was rolling their eyes and smiling. But regardless of the reason, the clip did show a clear lack of respect for the seriousness of the conversation, and as she goes on to speak about Johnny being dramatic towards the end of the clip, we are then able to once again see that she doesn't respect his feelings and has a lack of respect for the situation as a whole. In our number 8 spot today, we have the tweet. Throughout the questioning, Miss Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer, asks Amber if she wants to move on from this whole situation, referring to all the drama from this relationship and to leave it in the past. As I was watching this, I was kind of wondering, where is she going with this? She's asked her this a few times now. What is she trying to do? Of course, Amber replies that she, of course, wants to move on. Eventually, my question was answered when Johnny's lawyer brought up a tweet conversation between Amber and Johnny's former lawyer, Adam Waldman. In this conversation, it begins with Adam provoking Amber about wearing makeup, and she takes the bait and replies, "Yes, Mr. Waldman, I may be wearing makeup on this occasion, but on every occasion, you will still be short." Damn. Harsh. I believe that through showing this tweet, Johnny's lawyers were wanting to show that she can have a cutthroat side, but also they wanted to show that if she indeed was in the headspace of wanting to move on, she would not be engaging in petty tweets. Actions speak louder than words. In our number 7 spot today, we have the mirror. This is another one that I'm truly surprised that people aren't talking about more. In the cross-examination, we viewed a mirror picture from when Amber and Johnny were in Australia in 2015. The mirror photo was taken on the day that Johnny severed his finger, and after this accident, he took to painting the walls with paint as well as this particular mirror. He wrote a few messages on the mirror, and Amber took a picture of it. On this same day, Amber has alleged that Johnny injured her body with a bottle as well as beat her up. What's interesting though is that there are no pictures of her injuries. Johnny's lawyer points out that not only are there no injury photos, but you also can't see Amber in the reflection of the mirror photo, almost as if that were intentional, because perhaps she had no injuries. If you thought to take a picture of writing on a mirror, would you not think to take a picture of your injuries as well? Especially since she has taken other injury photos and documented those, and this was supposed to be a time where she was really hurt. In our number 6 spot today, we have the love journal. Apparently throughout their relationship, Johnny and Amber kept a journal to which Amber called it a love journal. It was a journal where they supposedly wrote love letters to each other and what seems like also apology notes. Now, we only only got to see a very small fraction of this book, 3 entries in fact, so it's hard to jump to conclusions, and we have to understand that Johnny's lawyers want to keep painting her in a bad light, as that's their job, so we really can't know if the journal was mainly love notes or apologies unless we get to read it. But certainly from the 3 entries that we read, the perspective we were given was that it's mainly Amber apologizing. Amber says that's not an accurate representation of the book, so fair enough, we have to try to remain unbiased. But what was interesting is these entries took place right around the time that Amber was supposedly seriously injured by Mr. Depp, and one in particular was after a supposed altercation where he hurt her again. So it is curious why she is so apologetic over hurting him, when the picture that she has been painting is that Mr. Depp physically hurt her during this time. Coming up in our number 5 spot, we have mirror photos. Throughout the cross-examination, we hear quite a lot about a particular incident in Australia in March 2015, when Johnny Depp's finger was severed. From what we can gather about the incident is that Amber and Johnny had a big fight, which then led Amber to allegedly throw a bottle at Johnny and sever his finger. This led Johnny to seemingly become hysterical, to then dip his finger in paint and start writing on the walls of the place they were staying in, as well as the mirrors. According to Amber's testimony, she was also physically hurt by Johnny that night and sexually injured by way of a bottle. As Johnny Depp's lawyers are questioning Amber, they show Amber a picture that she took of the writing on the mirror that night. They then point out the fact that Amber can't be seen in the mirror. Interesting. But then also, why aren't there pictures of her supposed injuries from that night? But there is a picture of writing on the mirror, in which she clearly is standing out of frame. Very sus, Amber. In our number 4 spot today, we have motion denied. After Johnny had made his case and all of the witnesses he brought had spoken, Amber Heard's team went to argue to strike the whole case and trial based off of lack of substantial evidence. Johnny Depp's lawyers took to the stand to argue that not only does he have substantial evidence, but he also has proven that Miss Heard has injured Johnny. He went on to say that regardless of the creativity used in Miss Heard's Washington op-ed, that everyone in the world knew that it was referring to Johnny, and it therefore has caused him to experience some defamation. The monologue was completely compelling and clearly showed that there is a case here, and so the judge denied the motion to strike the case. In our number 3 spot, we have The Gift. Ooh, this one was such a moment. At this point in the cross-examination, you see Camille, Johnny's lawyer, begin to warm up Amber by asking her a series of questions to confirm her claims of being hurt by Johnny. She specifically highlights that these claims took place in 2012, and Miss Heard agrees. But then she asks Amber about a gift that she gave Johnny in 2012, a knife. It was during these cycles of violence in 2012 that you gave Mr. Depp a knife as a gift? Johnny Depp's lawyers asked, to which Amber tried to play it off as if she couldn't remember when she gave it to him. But it was too late because the point was already driven home. She gave a knife to someone who supposedly hurts her. That doesn't sound right. This is the same knife that you gave to the man who would get drunk and violent with you, right? That's what Camille Vasquez finished on, and man, was it good. Coming up in our number 2 spot, we have The Pledge. Arguably, this moment may tie for first because this one and the first place spot was so hard to choose between. This is the moment when we discovered that in Amber's mind, to pledge to do something means to have already done it. To give you context, Johnny Depp's lawyers were trying to point out that Amber said she was going to give all of her divorce money to charity, but she didn't. Amber says that she pledges to, but then we are shown a clip where Amber is seen saying that she has donated the money. Past tense. Oh lordy, this was a fun moment. Johnny's lawyer said, "Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million. Donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity." To which Amber replied, "I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another." Johnny's lawyers quickly jumped in to say, "But I don't." Amber begins to make the case that she will donate it, but she hasn't been able to due to being sued. But then of course, Johnny's lawyer then goes on to point out that she received all of her divorce settlement 13 months prior to being sued. Coming up in our number 1 spot, we have TMZ. In the original deposition done with Amber back in August of 2016, Amber was being questioned by Johnny's lawyers, whom are asking her if she sent a text message to Johnny's head of security, jury judge, saying that she is desperately trying to reach Johnny. When explaining the text message, Amber unfortunately has a bit of a slip up when she says, "I remember sending this because I wanted to tell Johnny or have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally, so I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him." When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted. This clip was played in court only for Johnny's lawyer to say, "Slipped up there, didn't you, Miss Heard?" Drops mic. She then went on to share that also TMZ owns the copyright for the video of Johnny slamming the cupboards, so who else sold the video but Amber, who took the video. Amber of course denied it and went on to saying, "What does that get me? If I wanted to leak things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way for years and years." To which Johnny's lawyer quickly asked, "Not when you were extorting him for $7 million? Damn, that was an amazing minute in court.
Number 6. Crying in reaction to an audio recording. Amber appeared in heavy distress while on the stand on Tuesday as she was played an audio recording of her in a phone call with her ex-husband. In the audio itself, Amber is also crying and saying, "You're killing me," after Depp said he wanted to leave. The audio played for the jury was recorded in the car outside of Depp's studio, in which the couple can be heard arguing. The audio recording began with Depp saying, "I'm really sick of this argument," and Heard apologizes after. Heard began crying in the audio saying, "Can we please have a normal argument, just even a normal conversation, like a normal argument, and for the last hour I've been begging you to please just leave it at that. Let's go on with our night. I would have been able to come with you, we would have been able to let it go in a few minutes." Tearfully, she continued saying, "It would have been fine if we let ourselves just have normal arguments. Please, you're killing me, you're killing me, you're killing me." Number 5. Tokyo Mordecai Harm premiere. Still on the stand, Amber recounts the time that she accompanied Johnny to the premiere of his film Mordecai. She states that she had just begun to pick out her wedding dress when she decided to come along. She began to break down crying on the stand as she recalls another incident of harm after Johnny had consumed illegal substances and begun hitting her. She recalls having to pretend like everything was alright while at the premiere, but while sobbing she said that she felt it was all a lie. Number 4. Witnessing an alleged affair. Only a few days ago, Joshua Drew, an ex-husband of Amber's friend, said that he heard that Amber had had an affair with Elon Musk and Cara Delevingne. The testimony, although not used in the recent defamation trial, was used in the libel trial in 2020, and he alleged that a friend witnessed Amber have an affair with the two high-profile individuals while still in a relationship with Johnny Depp. In 2020, she became extremely emotional despite not being on the stand or being questioned. Although, to be fair, Elon Musk has denied these claims, stating, "Cara and I are friends, but we've never been intimate." She would confirm this. He also continued to push that his relationship with Amber only began after she was separated from Johnny. Number 3. When asked about the impact of the lawsuits. While on the stand, Amber was asked by her lawyer about the emotional impact that Johnny Depp's 3 counterclaims statements have had on her. She begins to speak normally before it devolves into tears, and Amber is pushing herself to speak despite continually crying. She stated that she narrowly survived the ordeal and that it's trauma that she has to live with every day and likely for the rest of her life. She also states, "I have a baby, I want to move on," when speaking about how she wishes she didn't have to keep recounting her relationship with Johnny. Number 2. Amber's makeup artist takes the stand. While not outright sobbing, Amber can be seen looking emotional and visibly upset as her makeup artist testified that she had helped the actress cover up a bruised face and split lip after an alleged fight with Johnny in 2015. We've covered the discoloration, the bruises, with a slightly heavier concealer, one that has a little more undertone, which I normally don't use on Amber, but peach cancels blue, so I did that under the eyes. Amber can be seen wiping her eyes with a tissue, although she did not outright cry this time. Number 1. lawyers calling her testimony a performance. After Amber gave another day of testimony in the court wherein she recounted her entire relationship with Johnny Depp and detailed the alleged harm that took place, Johnny's lawyers labeled it as the performance of her life, while Johnny can be seen laughing and giggling throughout her testimony. Amber has sobbed and cried multiple times, making it seem like Johnny isn't taking the case he brought against her seriously, and that Amber is faking it by acting too melodramatic. A spokesperson for Johnny stated, "While Miss Heard's stories have continued to grow new and convenient details, Mr. Depp's recollections have remained exactly the same throughout the 6 painful years since her first allegations were made."
In our number 5 spot today, we have Change the Locks. Amber has testified that she was trying to change the locks to the penthouse apartments on May 27th, 2016. But it was revealed in the cross-examination that she actually attempted to change the locks and supposedly did change them on May 22nd, 2016. Why is this important? Ms. Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer, said, "But you changed the locks to the penthouses on May 22nd, 2016, to which Amber replied, "I attempted to," which led Johnny's lawyer to reply, "That's why you felt comfortable having James Franco over the evening of May 22nd. To which Amber played off and said, "I do not know when James came over." Oh, that's convenient. It's only on the elevator footage that the lawyers have shown a few times in court. And also, isn't it curious that she seemingly remembers every detail of things that happened in 2012 all the way to 2016, including describing her friend's shirt being a mesh shirt in one of her parties, but she cannot remember when James came over, even though it was right after the supposed last injury that she endured from Johnny. Then Johnny's lawyer proceeds to show Amber the infamous clip of her getting cozy in the elevator with a date and timestamp on it. Right after, seconds after this clip is shown, she is asked if it's past 11 p.m. at night, and Amber replies, "I'm not quite sure the time, it looked like that." Oh, Amber, just tell the truth. Everyone saw the timestamp only 1 second ago. This was not a good moment for her. In our number 4 spot today, we have Sleeping Johnny. Lots of photos of Johnny allegedly passed out on the floor or in a chair were shown to the court. Apparently Johnny would just nod off, and so Amber said she took these photos because he wouldn't remember, and she wanted to show him that it had gotten that bad. She took multiple pictures, including one of him sleeping in a chair on vacation on his island, and she testified that he wasn't sleeping, he was nodding off. There was a difference. She agreed that these photos were embarrassing, especially a picture where Johnny was asleep and ice cream was all over him. Amber agreed that it was embarrassing to look at and that it shows that this is someone that clearly needs help. This was a seemingly caring moment that only lasted for a minute before Johnny Depp's lawyer showed a text message convo with one of Amber's friends, and this convo revealed that even though Amber knows this picture is embarrassing and sad to see, she sent it to her friend anyway, telling her friend that, quote, "This is what she has to deal with." Not her most compassionate moment. In our number 3 spot today, we have No Records. With all the injuries that Amber Heard allegedly had throughout her long relationship with Johnny, she weirdly has no medical records or dental records. When asked about the dental records and whether she had to see an oral surgeon or get dental work due to the injuries, she replied that she never needed to. Then when asked if she had any medical records showing that she required reconstructive work, she replied, "I never required reconstructive work, so there would be no records." But what was interesting is that she spun her reply in a way to seem like, well, duh, obviously if I didn't need surgery then there would be no records, duh. But what she was doing was taking the attention away from the fact that clearly she either A, didn't have very bad injuries, unlike what she described she had, otherwise she would have had to go to the doctor, at least for the possible broken nose, and the bottle put inside her to make sure there's no further damage. Something that someone who wants to be a future mother would care about. Or B, the point of perhaps she had no injuries and that's why there are no medical records. In our number 2 spot today, we have No Pictures. Pictures were shown of Amber at an event the day after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked her on the face so hard that she thought her nose was broken. The scene goes as follows. Johnny's attorney said to Amber, "Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Miss Heard?" Amber replies, "I'm wearing makeup." Johnny's lawyer says, "Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Miss Heard?" To which Amber replied, "That's why I'm wearing makeup." Johnny's lawyer says, "Right, and makeup covers up swelling, right?" To which Amber replied, "Makeup will not cover up swelling, but ice will." Johnny's lawyer says, "Ice will cover up swelling?" To which Amber replied, "Ice reduces swelling. Normally the swelling after that kind of injury is not as bad as you can imagine, and for me it wasn't that bad. I have the picture of it underneath the makeup. That's how I know how to reference it." Johnny's lawyer replied, "A picture that you haven't produced to this jury?" Amber replied, I produced everything." The scene went on like this, only for Amber to claim that she would like to show this alleged picture, but it is not her job. Once again deflecting the blame onto her lawyers, which honestly, who knows how the jury thinks, and I bet in her mind all she's thinking is, as long as the jury believes me, that's all that matters. In our number 1 spot today we have the bed. This is the most interesting moment that I'm shocked people aren't talking about more. This is the point in the cross-examination when Johnny Depp's lawyer got Amber to confirm that she testified that on December 15, 2015, Johnny broke the bed. More specifically, he broke the bed frame with his boot while they were in an altercation. Amber Heard agreed to speaking of this. Johnny's lawyer then proceeded to show a picture that Amber took that depicted the broken bed. Amber confirmed that this is indeed the picture that shows the broken bed in her story. But then the attorney scrolls into the photo and shows a pocket knife literally on the bed. Something that is way more likely to break the wooden bed frame than a boot. Of course, Amber stumbled for a second and then proceeded to indicate that she did not damage the bed with that knife, but Johnny's boot did while he was punching her. But then Camille, Johnny's lawyer, asks Heard about how she testified that there was blood all over the pillows and proceeded to ask Amber where the pictures were for that. And Heard admitted to not taking a picture of the pillows. Wow, what a mic dropping moment.